you know. But more and more,
because you got to protect the. It's kind of like,
it's just an old school mentality of like, you defending this flag, you have to stick to us because we teach you all that stuff. We teach you the secrets that we know, and you should not share that with anybody else, and so on and so forth. Look, there's a point. There's a valid point behind it, but there's a point in the new structure of the world today. You know, it's just a new thing. Yeah. You are out there. You have more people to train. You have friends that, you know, usually, you know, what I've noticed, you know, after all this time training jiu-jitsu is this. You set up a gym, and people will come to you either because they live close to you or they work close to you. Yeah?
Yeah.
So this is the first intake you have in people to jiu-jitsu. Yeah?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Like, because I really don't know much about martial arts and the different schools. But, like, say, for example, swimming, you've got your breaststroke, your backstroke, your freestyle, and your butterfly. And it doesn't matter where you learn to swim, butterflies is still, you know, it's still butterfly, freestyle. So is that different? So do you have like a technical name for a certain thing, but you could be doing something totally different?
It's not just that. I think it's just mostly, it's just, we all learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, the source, it's always going to be Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah?
Yeah.
Today we call it Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What it becomes the more competitive jiu-jitsu. So everything that it becomes competition is called Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The old school jiu-jitsu is still called Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, where it's based on the self-defense side of jiu-jitsu, which is a self-defense system.
Yeah.
It is a standard for the old school people. Old school people call jiu-jitsu, we don't call it Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Brazil. It's jiu-jitsu, yeah? And it's Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu because it comes from the principle that jiu-jitsu is a self-defense system to begin with. Yeah. After all the time, you know, jiu-jitsu developed in many different directions. One of them, the competition side of it, which became absolutely, it actually took over every other side in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Very commercial, very attractive, very appealing. Because of the self-defense aspect of jiu-jitsu, jiu-jitsu became very appealing competitively too. So it grew up way more than the self-defense side. Today, you'll go around the world, everyone competes jiu-jitsu. There are, even the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation runs God knows how many competitions around the world, you know, and it's all really commercially. Jiu-jitsu competition became a very commercial revenue, you know what I mean? So, having said that, when you look at that aspect of jiu-jitsu, it's still very diverse, but you learn something in your school, I can learn the same thing, but I will learn something a bit different because my instructor comes from a different background than yours.
So it's the same, so you still like, so the basic is the same but with a variation.
Yes, because jiu-jitsu, there's no syllabus in jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah.
Like you go to taekwondo, karate, kung fu, there's like a set of positions that you learn and you're like, sweet, here's your black belt. Jiu-jitsu never stopped developing itself. Jiu-jitsu, like I've learned a layer of, like I've learned probably the layers that I've learned of jiu-jitsu when I was a white belt. You still have to learn, which we call the fundamental jiu-jitsu. Yeah. But after that, there were probably another countless number of layers invented on top. Yeah. Because jiu-jitsu is like, it's body mechanics, yeah? So if I put my foot straight forward, I can do one position. If I just turn my foot a little bit to the left, it changes the set of positions that I can actually create. And if I'm up, it's one position. If I squat, it takes a whole lot of set of positions that I can actually apply. So, yes, jiu-jitsu is very diverse, and always going to be. And this is what the old school guys try to keep. The secret, the knowledge that they have for themselves, what they know that is different from the other ones, they try to keep within the flag.
All right. Okay, so I can understand that. So am I taking over your show
no,
again? I'm
please.
so sorry. No, because I can understand, like, before the era of television and videos, I can understand. I know we don't want to share our secret, but now, because everything's filmed and from all different angles, there's no secrets, right?
No secret.
No,
Exactly.
People putting videos every single day, new position, and make money selling videos online. And Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we were talking the last time we spoke to Fabio. We were talking about how some people train themselves through YouTube videos.
And you know what I thought was cool that I wasn't expecting is you can compete and you get points for your gym. I didn't actually know that a year ago.
Yeah.
So these competitions, whenever I've thought of, someone's having a competition somewhere, it's all like personal goal. I never actually realised that you get your medal, but you actually
Counts points towards something.
Count points towards your
team. Yeah. The team competition.
Yeah. So if you've got Legacy, the new Gold Coast gym.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, you want some runs on the board. You
Absolutely.
know. This is how many gyms have you had, Fabio?
I started, with Roots, which, very proud to have been part of. I've learned, I'm, saying that again, with all that, jiu-jitsu stuff or new stuff, I'm very proud of have had the chance to have so many good guys, old school guys in my life, because that gave me such a good base of understanding of what jiu-jitsu is today. So I've trained with guys like Paulo Guimarães, which is my sensei, Claudio Arraes, Master Tonicão, who can I forget, is 63 years old today, coral belt, still training jiu-jitsu. Man, you name it. Guto Campos, Thiago Braga. Oh, man, a list of guys that I had the chance, Bruno Pano and Marcelo Rezende, guys that I had the chance to train with. My big brother, Douglas Santos. Hi, Douglas in New Zealand. Hope you are listening to us. So I had a chance to go learn the basics, the hardcore, the whole classic jiu-jitsu. And then I went to open my gyms. Answering your question, this is my third gym now. All of them very proud to have followed, the traditions and of jiu-jitsu. And we are famous, as you train with me, and you know that we are very traditional in what we do. We learn self-defense. We do the heartbeats, we don't feel sorry for you if you twist your finger on a mat, and you know what I mean? and this is the way the things are, you know what I mean? Jiu-jitsu, it's a hard sport. There's logos out there saying jiu-jitsu is for everyone. I really don't believe that jiu-jitsu is for everyone. I really believe that everyone can try jiu-jitsu, but the few ones will stick to it because it's a hard sport, man.
Do you think it's like people with a lot of maybe self-discipline that
That's
survive?
A lot of, let Alex put his new generation input in the.
I
want
don't
to hear
think
that.
like self-discipline. Like you have to stick. Like it's a tough sport when you start training. I start training like after my mid-30s, probably when you start training as well. It's not a easy sport to get into it because like everyone says is a art suave, like
Gentle art.
But like it's really hard. Like every training, you get injury. Like if you don't know how you play, you get like all the time injury, and like go back home and put the ice here, ice there. And as soon as you get like a bit better, you get tough guys. So to get to that point, and you start to like manage your injuries and keep going training, it is a tough road. And when you early trainings, mid trainings is fine, but when you like hit your 30s. It's not that easy to get into the jiu-jitsu and keep going far.
To recover.
I have a different theory about this thing. And look, I'm not. There's a lot of things you're saying. It's absolutely right, but I'm like you, one of them. I started training. I was 28, 29 years old. Not that young anymore. Yeah. But the way I see it today, after experiencing, like I'm very, I train a lot of old people as well. And I love doing that because it's people that, absolutely they pass that point in their lives that they need to prove anything, something to anyone, and they have the money and they want to just do something that they love, and they get introduced to jiu-jitsu and they love jiu-jitsu and they start training. But what Alex said, like it's hard to manage your injuries when you get older. There's one good thing that happens to all of us when we start training in our older age. You don't carry any injuries from a younger age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You come as a clean slate to jiu-jitsu. You rock up at the 30 years old and you start training jiu-jitsu, and you're like, your body's like, free from injuries.
But what about like flexibility and, because it's like an old car and a new car.
Exactly, but it's pretty much the same.
Yeah,
like you don't have flexibility. It's flexibility to do what you have to do it. But like the old age for me is like eager. Like you don't have the eager to go and beat and put the guy on the ground, just smash the guy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you have like you just go there and have fun. If you get somebody tap you, you're gonna say, okay, man, let's do it again. Oh, good. If you go 19, 18 years old, you say, that guy tap me. I'm gonna do it. Go hard and. That's I think the difference between the old to the young.
I think there's merit to what both of you are saying. Like I think when you're young, because maybe it is like the new car, you can give it a bit of a thrashing and it's still going to survive. Whereas if it's old but never been used, it still kind of has that resilience.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
But that is the whole philosophy of jiu-jitsu. It's a gentle art.
Yeah.
You don't fight strength with strength.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's one thing that we apply in jiu-jitsu that, good old Bruce Lee, used to say.
Oh, I love Bruce Lee.
Yeah, me too.
Bless
Be like
yourself.
water. This is one thing that if you do apply in jiu-jitsu, it makes your career much longevity-wise way longer because every time you try to fight strength with strength, the risk, the likelihood of getting injured, it's way bigger.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
If
you simply take that pressure, the energy towards you and redirect it instead of fighting it, you tend to, you're not putting that much strain in your body.
But that's true.
So yes, Drew, learn this.
Because that's
Be
the
like
law of
water.
nature, isn't it? That's the law of nature. If you've got two forces going that way, then they're going to repel. Whereas if one absorbs the other, see,
Hey,
counseling.
can I just stop 1 second?
Yeah.
I just saw that my partner just commented here. Good day, Fabio. Hey, baby.
Hey, Fabio.
Oh,
Baby. I
hello.
love you.
Fabienne.
I love
Hello,
that you're
Fabienne.
watching this. Now I'm safe. I can't go back home.
Unbelievable. I forgot we were being filmed. Thanks.
Go ahead, Drew. You go.
Well, it is hard to explain to someone.
Yes, that's a good point. How do you explain to someone what's jiu-jitsu? What's this whole thing that you go through?
And even now, when I look at...
I want to hear from you as a brand new guy. You've been training just for 6 months now? 7, 8?
Come on.
Sorry, man.
I've been telling everyone a year.
All right. Tell me, what was your when you first, and Drew is, look, I'll be honest with you. Love this guy to that. He's been one of the biggest supporters of our gym.
Yeah.
His wife is there more than I am, actually.
Oh, I love her,
Kaori is like, hi, Kaori.
Hi, Cody.
She won't listen.
No, she does listen. She told me she listens. Drew doesn't believe me, but she told me
Man,
she
serious. She's in the gym more than I am, man. Like today,
every day
I got the day off. She's there.
Every day.
Aww,
And
cute.
and I wanna really, and he's a tough guy on the mat. He's like strong dude, man, and a lot of heart. Puts a lot of pressure on the guys. And I always say that I pick on him every day. And I go, man, you should be training 3-4 times a week. He will be going to competition, winning his. I promise you. Seen this before. I know it.
It's just the alcohol talking now. Come on.
No, you know what?
I want to hear from you. Well, how was jiu-jitsu for you as a at such an advanced age? Sorry, man.
Being 45. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Go
Well, to come from doing a year and a bit of boxing, okay, that was my the last thing I've been doing, and I started to get pretty sick of that because it was quite filled with ego and sort of tough guy stuff. So to be able to do something that didn't have punching was a pretty cool thing. But I found it to be very frustrating. Because you can be in a boxing ring, and once you find how to not get hit, it's tough to not get hit, to last in the ring and not be hit. You can dance around, but in jiu-jitsu,
there's no dancing.
There's no dancing. You're locked in a. It's sort of only. Hey, for people listening to this, only the people that do jiu-jitsu will really understand it because it looks like a hot mess for anyone else walking past the...
Well, I remember...
Just getting tied up, hang on a second, getting tied up in knots. But you're really using a lot of strength. Yeah, look at Alex. Look at if Fabio's take his shirt off now. It's just a lot of core, a lot of stomach strength, a lot of these muscles. What do you call them?
Lats.
Yeah, lats, because you're on your back quite a bit and you're using a lot of strength in twisting and turning and you just don't get that But it doesn't look like a lot of strength is happening, right? So you reminded me to use water. It took me maybe the first 5 months to get over